Do it now is good, but this is the mantra. Anyone who doesn't know it? Thank you. So we put it here. Is there another one of these somewhere? Yeah, there's.
Yes, for both.
Yeah, you can take it and put it in. I don't know if it's trouble of you. It's like a funny part. Even when we're chanting a long time, the best way is to see that we mantra in every direction. It's nice to see that we're chanting almost for the first time. So don't feel like
this? Or somewhere else?
if you feel comfortable and comfortable with it.
Can you repeat one more time? Now I have to hear it inside.
Oh, you want to really hold it inside? I would just hold it outside the first time. Yeah, the first time I would think always outside. Because then it can get tangled and things, and then it just... It's like all of the practice, we have a certain way of sitting. But if, for example, you have knee pain, back pain, it's better just to find a chair or seat. That's the point, right? We're trying to get out of body concept. I will talk about topics because our Japa workshop has been progressing in different directions. Just bear with us because then we'll do the practical exercises, okay? So it will go in that direction. So we are covering, and today's the last section, on Sharanagati. And we covered this a little bit, that it's so beautiful. I wanted to enter it from a different perspective. Am I live?
Yeah.
Am I live? Hare Krishna? Like you? Sometimes people contact me and I'm always happy. Especially far away lands like New York or something. So today we talk about two topics. So the first topic is taking shelter of the holy Dham. And yes, of course, for some of you that have been to places like Vrindavan. But actually, this is considered, the Dham means a place, like a pilgrimage place, a holy Dham. So this Simhachalam is essentially a holy place. Now, for most of us who are here more than a few days, a few weeks, it can skip by. Like, yeah, I know it's somehow a holy place, but it's somehow cold, and it's in Germany, and this, and like, and this person didn't like me, and this happened, and I don't really understand what to do. What the heck? And it's so different from the culture of me. There's a different sort of voice can go on. So, putting that aside, essentially a place where the deity has been worshipped, and this deity has been worshipped now for the last 82. They found the place 45 years ago. I know that because it's the same year I was born, so 45 years. And it's 42 years ago the deity started having worship. Bhagavad Guru, Krishna Kshetra Swami, was here at the beginning and used to worship, I think, one time in the guest house over there, where Venerati lives. So that used to be the temple in that place there. And if you see on the deity, right, there's black type of necklace, this long one. Most of you will know it's Shilas. That's made called Shilas. It's not a stone. These are considered a form of Krishna. So this, it said in Shastra, an indication that not just this sort of ground, but the ground for some kilometers is deemed a holy place. But what does a holy place mean? What does it mean? Some of us are a bit sensitive, I'm one of them, a little bit sensitive, but many of us as devotees or who search spiritual path are. And essentially, if we enter into some sort of meditation, we need a place which is a little bit sattvic, that's a lot of mode of goodness, a sort of a peaceful place, a place that we can go. And essentially, this is also where the temple room is for, but it's a place that we can peacefully go and meditate. And on that, when we take that time to try to lock in to, is it distracting a little bit with the kids? Or is it okay?
No.
Sorry, sorry. I'm mama, so I'm a little bit blocked out with such things, but for some people, I'm not even. Okay, so, and underneath, it's like understanding where we are. Okay, so in our faith, we're literally saying that God is here. You know, in the Christian faith, we also say the church is a house of God, right? This is what we would say. So here is a place where God is. And even with a limited understanding, one can understand different direction, different things of here. No mentioned, oh, this Homa Yajna, Jesus. Here he used to give lectures, just like Krishna Swami or Sachinanda Swami was here, Indrajuna Swami, one can remember was sitting here, Mahatma Prabhu was, they walked here, they walked in these places. Meaning the dust association is still here in that aspect. Prabhupada, through his words, is essentially here. He gave the blessing that there should be a temple for Lord Nrsimhadev in Germany. There is this letter then. So there is ways where the saints are somehow present here. And sometimes it's a matter of pushing the outside thoughts to one side and trying to immerse in something a bit deeper. Basically outside, anywhere we are, the general buzz that will go on, generally by a phone, it will be there. But just to push that aside and say, what's essentially here takes a little bit more work. Whatever happens, whatever bad state that we're feeling, what's going on here? Is this a place that I can feel? And sometimes when I've been here after Mangalartam and chanting, one just gets a glimpse, wow, this is a place where so many saints, some we have gurus, some are unsaid, saintly people who've just walked here, just by the presence of the fact that we've come. And in that presence, we are there to catch this sort of more sort of spiritual feeling of what is there. So that was the point of what I wanted to say, because often we do lead to a meditation. We do go to a place like Vrindavan. Vrindavan is considered our most holy place, the birthplace of Sri Krishna. Yes, so and that's a place in India. But also here, our residing deity of Prahlad Nrsimhadev, and also used to host Radha Krishna. There's a picture over there now. They're now in a temple near Frankfurt. But there is a lot of spiritual vibrations that one can tune into. It just takes a little shift of perspective. So not to get caught up in the of everyday life, which will happen here and will happen outside, right? This can't happen here. Just to go a little deeper into what it means. It says, when we wish to become close to someone, we visit him at his home. Similarly, those who wish to come close to Krishna take shelter at his dham. Such a person will go to Vrindavan, Navadvip, Jagannath Puri, Simhachalam, and so on, to chant the holy names and pray, please accept me. It said, the Lord will not remain in the distance, especially at his earthly home when he hears the prayers of such a surrendered devotee. He will reciprocate according to the devotee's surrender. The mind of someone who absorbs himself in these holy places while chanting will be flooded with Krishna conscious bliss. Performing devotional activities, especially chanting the holy names, will yield much higher results in the holy dham than in any other place in this world. Many people can relate to this. They say, okay, they can chant here, it flows, and then they might go home to visit family or somewhere else, and they're like, it's taking me twice as long to chant. Not there all the time, but often it's like, it's a different vibration. Because generally one cultivates spiritual energy, that vibration is higher. Yeah? So this idea of meditation flows. Whereas when one is involved in a normal day-to-day life, it's, sort of in a different vibration of where one would pick up. So this is something that it says we cannot put aside, because even Lord Chaitanya did this. Vrindavan Ashri Prabhu Varsha Ekanta, Rama Sankitankare, Madhyana Paryanta. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would go to Vrindavan and sit in a solitary place where he would chant the holy name until noon. His mind was absorbed in great ecstatic love day and night. When he visited particular deities or places like Radha-Kunj, he simply sang and danced in ecstasy, not caring about eating or sleeping. After he left Vrindavan, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed, or to speak like the Sri Saratanga Swami, Nama Sangatam Sriman Madhura Mandala Shruti. one should congregationally chant the holy name of the Lord and reside in Vrindavan. But why is the holy dam so helpful to our spiritual practice? Because in the holy dam, two of Krishna's powerful energies come. They can help. And this is his Taraka Shakti, which means energy of liberation, and his Paraka Shakti, energy of attraction. So sometimes alone, it has happened. Sometimes I meet people, they've got a book on the street, and then for years they were practicing something by themselves. They were doing things. I think Ramananda was also like this at the beginning. But for me, at least, when I came to a temple, or I went on the streets of London, and there was Rath Yatra, and there were all these people, and then I got to come here, and there was a big festival, and the Vrindavan, I was like, wow, it's not just an isolated event. Somehow people have turned in another direction. And at that moment, I thought, wow, it's a little too much. Maybe it's a bit too much. I was curious, and it was curiosity. Why would one then turn in this direction? Even though it's like, it still for material I thought much more attractive, to be honest, back then. Because, well, you can do this, you go out, get a job, do this, whatever. But somehow, spiritual life sort of held a question mark, like, what's it all about? I felt a little bit in the dark, and that was a bit scary, because I thought, wow, I'm not quite sure if I get what it's about. On the other side, there was something that was there. The first time I went to Soho Street Temple, and I saw this picture of Panchatattva. You see it's there on the altar, but it was a massive picture painted there. And I grew up as some sort of devotee, and I saw, Krishna was God, the boy in blue, that was him, it's fine. So that was my normal life. But this Lord Chaitanya, he somehow sort of shifted something inside me. So I took a look at him, and then I left the temple. Didn't come back for a year. I was like, something moved, so a little bit. But I didn't really want to understand that in my early 20s. I was a little bit like that. And then later on, I got to understand that Lord Chaitanya is seen as a different form of Krishna, that he came in Kali Yuga, and this time, he sort of swing and danced his way into our hearts. It's like a way, you'll see also now in modern music, you can still sing anything you want to do about love. Because people will still listen to it. If one talks about it, I'm really like, I don't want to hear about the word love itself. You've been on the radio, you'll hear all sorts of love songs. So it's still mostly in this way. And in this way, with Lord Chaitanya, this was his song of love, meaning eternal love, of breaking that barrier through, which goes swiftly on to the next topic, which is talking about receiving this divine gift of Pramadana. Pramadana is this gift of love. Like how Lord Chaitanya came, and he had this. It is this verse of Sri Shastaka that we know. My dear Lord, when will my eyes be beautified by filling with tears that constantly glide down as I chant your holy name? When will my voice falter and all the hairs of my body stand erect in transcendental happiness as I chant your holy name? Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami reveals the thoughts and emotions of the Lord as he entered deeper and deeper into the heart of Srimati Radharani. Continuing to speak in a mood, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, without love of Godhead, my life is useless. Therefore I pray that you accept me as your servant and give me the salary of ecstatic love of God. So it's like a deep mood. It is understood, and it is a bit of an odd fix of separation, that by this feeling of us being away from the divine, we have more intense feelings for that person. It can be like this, when we lose somebody, we feel them a little bit more intensely. And that's said to be the next level in relationship to God. God has a treasure house. In it are treasures that supersede in value the greatest treasures of the kings and emperors of this world. Of all God's treasures, the holy names are most precious because they bestow the unattainable wealth of Prema. What about us? Can we get this? Can we really obtain Prema? What do you think, Narayani? Narayani's hoping. Oh, you look hopeful.
About obtaining prema.
Yeah.
Yesterday I was talking with Petra and we were talking like how it was like our beginning, like living in the ashram.
Yes.
And
Should we have a microphone? You know what I mean? It's just for online because people listen, and then there's a sudden gap because they don't hear nothing. Petra, you go live. Oh, it's definitely live.
so, and then I was telling to Petra that for me, like when I was teenage, for me it was a fact. It was obvious that this lifetime you get prema and you go back to Krishna. For me it was a fact. Then when I moved to the ashram, like and devotees were always saying, yes, we need to try to do our best. So this lifetime, because we don't know
So
about
it goes
next.
without saying that of course you would get love of God and you go back to God.
Yeah. And for me it was obvious, but then the devotees were saying, no, but this lifetime is really like hard, you should try the best you can, and then because you don't know about next lifetime. And I was always thinking, why are they so like negative? I could not understand, but now I understand. Now I'm not sure. I guess maybe through the right association and in the right place, it could be possible. But I don't think for me maybe.
It's possible to go back. Or you're not sure.
No, now I'm not sure. Now I think no. Because
Maybe that's the reason you're in the temple, because I also had these people and the doubts, and then I went to Nandimuki, which is the one I mentioned. I said, Nandimuki, do you believe in this? Do you think you'll go back to God? And Prabhupada says, follow the 4 regs, chant 16 hours every day, a devotee, and he guarantees you go back. And that was, she just looked at me, and she was still. And I was like, I looked at her and I thought, yeah, she truly believes this, and she's been practicing for the last 40 years. Must be at least 40 years, 40 plus years. And I mean, full-time practicing. She still cooks 7 days a week. So, sometimes in the outside world, right, we compare ourselves to how everyone else is doing. And it can also be like that in the temple. Oh, they're doing much better than me. Or this is like. Sometimes I think it's just a material concept. Actually, we should just see according to where we are trying to strive for. So it's very important in that way to be honest to yourselves and say, what do I want to aspire for? Even if the honesty may mean, well, actually, I'm not completely into this spiritual life, but I am something, partially into it. Because that leads to an authentic self. And therefore one can say, okay, there's this part of my life that actually I'm not really willing to give up, but this part of my life that I will dedicate for my spiritual practice. And then slowly one can integrate it. At least that's at least what happened with me. That slowly one thinks, okay, actually, it's sort of all spiritualized somehow, slowly, as one tries to go in that direction. If one hears a song outside, one can still relate it to something divine or higher sometimes, right? And it also speaks about this. This is a good point because it talks about the power of association. Patanjali concurs, in writing, that certain qualities can be obtained from those who have already developed them. For example, one can control his thoughts by fixing his mind on someone else who has transcended human passions and attachments and is thus self-controlled. So this is a normal way to understand it. Is say, Nora's a very good guitar player, Maya wants to learn, and she goes and follows her, so she'll just teach me what you can, what you know. And then over that time and learning, you naturally pick it up, right? But we're talking about something that's a little more subtle. So the power of thoughts and the direction that we want to go, the principle applies also to material and spiritual attachments. So if we want to go into materialism, then we go to the say movies, visit gatherings, attach ourselves to to people, you know, in different manners who are just focused in on material affairs. And then naturally that will build up. In the same way, if we want to look a little bit more in a spiritual direction, we have to seek out that spiritual association. So here in the temple, it is a little bit easier. It may not be that you hang out with, you know, I'm just hanging out with someone because they're spiritual, but there's sometimes we grabs a little bit of company, like someone like Narahari Mataji, just tries to get some nectar in, you know. And nectar, one has to sort of grab it, one has to think of what's the topic interesting for me, and let me ask a relevant question. And often people who have that nectar, it's not that they give it away so easily. You know, they just be like, oh yeah, fine, nothing, you know. You're like, come on, please tell me a little bit more. And then, you know, you sort of seek out that nectar from them. You know, you sort of, like, come on, tell me what's the secret here. I think I went up to him and I said, Narahari, like, how can you stay here? It's not so hard. What? It's a bit hard to stay in, no, it's not difficult. Oh, this is not good. Okay, she's a saintly person, it's not difficult. They call Narahari. How can you stay in such a place? It's the blessings of him, she tells me. It's the blessings of him. Then, you know, you just put it in my face. One time, I hope she doesn't mind me saying, I saw her praying. Praying like something was really happening, you know. I was like worried about her, and then after some time I said, Narahari, are you okay? What were you praying for? She said, I was praying to the Lord that he keeps me here by his feet. I was like, you've been here for the last 40 years. What do you mean you're praying? She's like, yes, we're all his guests here, so I'm praying to keep him. And after that, I got the point. The point was, in her humility and surrender, she, the Lord sort of reciprocates in this. That's that one sees the purity, right? It's not, oh yeah, Vienna. It's like a thank you that you keep me here. In Ranat Swami's way, one would say, a line of gratitude. You know, you would open up this form. What am I grateful for? We can mostly think of 10 things that I'm not grateful for anymore. What are we grateful for? It could be just to experience something different, just to experience the thought that there might be something beyond these 5 fingers. There may be something beyond this floor and the space of something that goes beyond. It could just be the gratitude, could be thank you that I'm present somehow in this moment. And this is part of most meditations that we do. For us, somehow we're following Bhakti Yoga regularly. Sometimes in our Japa we forget to be present, which is a lot of it. But in most meditation practices, mine, which is also done, we're bringing ourselves in the present. In the present, we're most closest to Satguru. And it's also easy to chant, basically, just in a practical way. Yeah? As soon as we can not think of what we did yesterday and what's going to come up, just in those moments, it's just the words flow out. But on a spiritual basis of sattva gun, we are then associating more with the Lord. It's like if I'm looking at Norb and I'm just thinking, I've got to do this then, and she's telling me stuff about her life, you know, it's like I'm not really associating because my thoughts are somewhere else. And I get it, don't worry, I know our thoughts may be somewhere else at some point. So we very soon do 2 exercises. Does anyone have any questions up until now? Why have I lost you? And you're like, what the hell is she talking about? Sorry, Hare Krishna. It could be a little bit off the normal understanding, but we can speak later about it. Also, Nikolai, it's somehow arranged that you come in, we're a little bit in the heart of the topic, but we can also then rewind and take some steps back out again. Before I forget, today's the last topic on Sharanagati. Next week we will do 1, maybe 2 weeks, and we'll finish the book on Sankalpa. This is really important that you take some rest or something beforehand. This is just one time because it finishes it all off. And it's basically about applying and setting it, you know, look at you, I don't know why, but like, you know, to really make sure you're present when you come next week. Even if you're not present, just come along because it's important to go a cycle. So today we do our two exercises. The first one is trying to bring us back. I will do the exercise in Vrindavan. It's like a place, it was a transcendental place in India. So we imagine, if it's difficult for you to imagine a place you haven't been, just imagine the most serene or beautiful place that you can imagine. It's just full with divine sort of energy. This is where we're heading for. And in this mood, we will then try to chant this mantra. Our main point of focus again is we try to sit in a place which opens up the pranic flow of the air. We breathe, clear out the pores. And the main part is just to try to hear the mantra as you chant it. Not so much, you're just trying to, if something you're connecting just to be in a peaceful place, and then just try to hear the mantra. I have the music this time, unless anyone has objection to Krishna. I was very upset last week that the internet doesn't seem to work, so I have it especially downloaded.
Is it okay if we dim the light a little?
Please dim the light. Please dim the light. Who is good at this dimming the light? I make joke because these lights are so funny. You turn it off and dim all at the same time, so sometimes it works and sometimes it just goes wrong. Especially during a festival, suddenly you're in the dark. So please find a comfortable place to sit. Sometimes one is sitting facing the deities, but wherever you are, if you're comfortable there, you sit there. Oh, Boomerang, you join us in our Japa workshop very much. What's the volume? Do you know?
No.
I can put the mic.
Oh wow, that's nice.
That's nice.
You want, maybe you can use this one.
Ah, you can just put it there. Oh, on the rainy where. And sorry, I asked you before, I can't ask during because it's a little bit off-putting. Okay, so. You can hear me on the microphone, eh? So please find a comfortable place if you can, with your legs sort of folded. And as usual, we'll talk about sitting tall, with our spine erect, as if a puppet is pulling our head up. But try to make sure that your lower back is relaxed. We'll take a few deep breaths. Bring your awareness to each inhale and exhale. Inhale for 4, and then exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Continue to breathe in your own rhythm until your mind becomes calm and focused. If some thoughts or feelings arise, just let them go and return to your breathing. Sorry, I was trying to take a few more deep breaths. A little Gopi entered. Imagine if in that moment, as we're deep breathing, Krishna enters into the room. Huh? It would be sweet. Huh? We'll tell him to go away because we're trying to breathe. Come and welcome him. Anna. this is what happened to the Nrsimha Brahmachari. He's fasted the whole day. And then a young boy comes, says, please, I have a pot of milk for you. He's like, no, don't you know that I'm fasting? He said, you're here in Vrindavan. Nobody fasts. When somebody is fasting, or maybe they have some milk, then I will personally arrange milk for them. So here, I've brought you some milk. Then he disappears. And Brahmachari is confused. Was that Krishna? So as you continue to breathe, think of a holy place you appreciate. It may be Vrindavan, Mayapur, or just grounding yourself in the holy Dham of Simhachalam. Just try to find a location where you have felt at peace and close to Krishna or to God. For example, we can think of the Yamuna River. Its silvery waves flow with the soft breeze. There's a beautiful bathing ghat. These are steps that lead to the depth of the water. In your mind's eye, take a seat on these steps. On the other bank, you notice tall birds with long legs like flamingos, and you hear parrots in the trees. The atmosphere is very soothing as the flocks of parrots fly overhead. In the distance, temple bells ring. Somewhere you understand in your heart, this is the land of Krishna, who never leaves Vrindavan. In the shining land of Sri Vrindavan, in a temple made of jewels, Sri Sri Radha Govinda are seated on a fulgent throne beneath a kalpavriksha tree. Accepting service from the beloved Gopi friends, I meditate upon them. Now remembering this within our hearts and trying to surrender to the Lord, we will all chant together, at some point find our own rhythm. If it helps, keep your eyes closed. Otherwise, if it's getting distracted, look upon the lotus feet of the Lord here. So in one voice together, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just a little louder. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Please find your own rhythm. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Wherever your mind wanders, go back to the place of love, the place of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. We are only to understand that Krishna is with us at every step. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, 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 Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. You finished your round. Please somehow look in my direction so I know that you are with us. briefly in a sentence or a number or something, how was that round for you? I gave you the microphone because it's in a live. Just briefly, how was the chanting?
Felt good with this introduction, and still I got very tired of it.
Tired, but you look peaceful this time somehow. It's nice, yeah.
I don't look peaceful when I'm tired otherwise.
Sometimes you look distracted, but this time you look. Not sorry. I mean it as a compliment, not as a. Yeah.
For me it was nice. Always when chanting loudly, I feel like I'm putting more effort, which is still a little tiring for me, but I can definitely feel the difference while chanting like silently or like very low voice, and when I chant and hear myself. And to meditate on the holy dam is very important and very potent for me, because at some point I felt like, okay, I'm sitting in front of that holy dam, like expressing thought and chanting, and it's very potent because in the holy dam chanting is very easy if you just can keep doing it.
Where were you? Where did you picture yourself? At Shamakund, or
calm at Shamakund, like Radhakund, you feel like there is a lot
yeah.
of Shamakund you turn and it's like peaceful, nice. And yeah, I feel the presence of Krishna and Radha there. So thank you for the reminder, because though it's like sometimes you can be in a holy dam, but you can't feel it because your impurities and the mind and all these things.
Daily life.
So yeah, and I can give like 6, 7 over 10.
Amazing. It's funny because for me, Shamakund is always more ecstatic than Radhakund too. It's just with the privacy.
Yeah.
And the gopis also bathe there, so it's like, what can you say? What's more potent? Yeah, it's peaceful, huh? And I also feel there's more mercy somehow. I don't know. Sorry, distracted. Nikolai, we will not forget you, but Heidi has to.
Yes, I think peaceful is the right word to describe it. The whole atmosphere with the music and the imagination of the holy dam. This really new for me actually, this kind of experience while chanting. But I think maybe I can do it more often like this.
Yes, do it, certainly. This is just flute frequency from YouTube, sorry. But I was like, come on, but it's just quiet, and that flute naturally makes us think of, Krishna, right? So it's just somehow in the background, and then when we're saying the name, somehow it connects. So it's very helpful when you, at any times actually, when you're feeling like the mind is like this, or also when you're also feeling relaxed, it somehow enhances that feeling. Yeah. Where did you imagine yourself, if I can ask? Or were you?
Actually, always when I read the Krishna book and then it describes, I have an imagination in my head.
Of Vrindavan, no?
Yes.
Of the village. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. It's very nice. When I was younger, I went to go to my dad's village, because now Vrindavan is very built up, but, this is really going to a village where if it rained, then you're stuck for some weeks, because the mud is trailed up and people still throwing their waste out the windows, or, we had to eat, and then there's just these leaf plates, and, like, all right, okay, and, and it was very natural way of being. And in years later, because when one goes to the Vrindavan, it's very built up, I always thought actually, probably Vrindavan, this village is a little bit more like this. Something's going on, somebody just yells out, hey, somebody brought, the kids have come, we're going to play, and then everyone congregates. So ladies go, oh, we're going to go washing. Then they will go to the river to wash their clothes together. All the men are like, oh, we need a hand. It's like it was some different type of feeling that somehow I felt was a gift as a child, to enter into this sort of organic way of being somehow. So, sorry, just to add that. Nikolai, how was it for you? Somehow tucked away in the back, yes, or meet in the middle, or however it works.
So, usually I meditate like in a silent room or out in nature. And I always notice that in nature it's easier for me because there are background sounds. And now that there was some music and chanting, it was really easy to get into meditation. I even kind of forgot about my back pain. So
Oh
That's
wow.
also the reason why I'm sitting here backwards.
Amazing. You feel comfortable. I understand. It's like, yeah,
But yeah,
beautiful. That's nice. So it's like a new experience. I did do, last time we had the Japa workshop outside when it was warm, but somehow this has been autumn until winter. But it's very beautiful actually to chant. Also kirtan outside. Wow, it's also very nice. Thank you for sharing, Nikolai. See the transcendental sound so high that one can forget our material pains in life. Huh? Something. Maya.
Yeah, for me it was also the first time chanting during meditation. Normally
We feel honored, oh? We're honored.
So normally I meditate also in silence, and some days it works good, other days not so good, because like the thoughts going crazy at one point, but like that was the first time where I was so concentrated on like trying to say the text right. So I was like really in this Zen mood, I would say. And like right now I feel also like super calm, what is really nice. So this was actually great.
That's very nice.
So yeah, I'm really happy for like this new experience actually of meditating in a different way.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. Normally I do two exercises which are quite different to break up the mood, but somehow I don't want to change the mood, so I'm just thinking if I just change it to another beautiful one that goes a bit deeper. Sorry, as you were speaking, because we're all somehow in the zone, so to say. Okay. Naraini, how was it for you?
For me, maybe like a 4.
Were you tired, were you able to meditate on a holy place?
At the beginning when you said it, yes. But then I forgot. But also I was like meditating here, and it was nice, but yes, I was spacing out.
Ah, okay, so we need you to space in now, huh? Our practical.
I don't know if it's because I'm tired or I've been not chanting really properly or nicely lately.
There's two types, not to put people in groups, but there's one which like this sort of more poetic meditation feeling, and ones who are more into the prayer, like, help me, Krishna. And you're normally from the second type. So the second prayer or the exercise was going to be on that line, but somehow I feel I shifted a little bit. There is a meditation about the temple within our hearts, which I might shift. So we understand, right, that Krishna or God, we can say, is within our hearts. Maybe there's a lot of faiths. I don't want to... So we're looking at our heart space, right? And in this meditation, we go into our own personal... Does it seem like possible? We can try, Narayani, yeah? Because I think the others may benefit from this in this space. Because we're entered in Vrindavan. In this meditation, we'll build a temple or a space for the Lord. So this is, one says it's our imagination. On the other sense, if we understand that Krishna is residing within our hearts, or God resides there also, then this is what we do. What do you think? We try. So Narayani, push away any concepts. Will you go back home to Godhead on this? Try to see in this moment if we can be with Krishna in this very moment. That's your aim now. Like if in this moment. Well, we up for this? I feel like it's the right space. So again, if whoever turned the lights down, maybe we turn it down again. Was it down? Yeah. Oh, it was bright. Maybe a little bit more, because it goes a bit more... In some sense, a little bit...
Like really disturbing for my eyes.
A bit more... Yeah, I don't mind if you put the sidelights. It's a little more intimate in terms of what the meditation goes into.
Maybe turn on the small ones and turn on this one. Or maybe for the live stream.
It's okay, we can turn it on, because everyone at home, please get your beadbags and chant. It's very personal in terms of the chanting, what we do. So we can turn the lights on when we talk again, but otherwise... even when you do this at home, say you're in your rooms, in the ashram or some space, it's nice to create an atmosphere which feels a bit nicer. So like now most of the ladies have some sort of lamp or somewhere, it's a bit soft. It's hard. Sometimes you have a bright light or just your phone light, and then, with phone light you may just fall asleep. So it's good to get something in between to give that atmosphere. What it's doing, for those who are practical, is reducing the senses so that one can naturally go more to the spiritual side, that you're not overtaken by like everything. Yeah? Nicola?
I love candlelight for meditation.
Oh, it's beautiful, yeah. You're the first week here. Please come on Saturday evening. We have a nice fire ceremony. You heard of it? Huh? Takes the candlelight to the next level. Because for years, it's here, yes. It's very beautiful. You'll understand this then too. Take a nice seat where you can see the fire, because because it's the same, right? You look into the flame when you do this candlelight. It's the same. In this, for years, it was my favorite meditation before the children, before distraction, because just for that half an hour, 45 minutes, I was just concentrated on that divine light and felt like it somehow moves through one. So that's nice. So that's a little more upbeat though. So now we go more. Please get comfortable again, however you do feel comfortable in your space. I need the little microphone back for this.
I think it has no battery because it...
I can put this microphone. No, you know more than me about this. Sorry for whoever set this up. Now I ruined the whole... Okay. So you can guide me on the level of the sound, because because I'm talking. Sorry. I maybe put it down after anyway as I speak. So please get comfortable. Again, take some deep breaths in and exhale. And some other thoughts come, just gently let them go. We enter back into a special, peaceful place. Wherever you wish to be, imagine yourself very safe and protected. And in this protected space, you allow yourself to go deeper, deeper within the heart space. There within your heart is the soul. And soon you know that Krishna will come. And you would like to make a special throne for Krishna to sit upon. Imagine in your mind's eye how this throne will look. Maybe it's from gold or from silver. Perhaps it's bedecked with jewels or diamonds. Make the place befitting for the Lord to come and enter. Perhaps you bring some flowers, or there are garlands that are strung along the throne. And then slowly wait for the Lord to come. Imagine the Lord arrives, however form he appears, and invite him to sit upon the throne within your heart space. And as you gaze upon him, it comes to you that perhaps you will chant his holy name. Do this together in one voice and then break off into individual chanting speeds. Please chant a little bit louder just to get that group vibration. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Please find your own rhythm. If your thoughts wander, bring them back to the throne. Bring them back to the Lord that sits upon the throne and the words that you offer. Hare Krishna. When you've finished your round, slowly look in this direction. slowly because we have some moments before Guru Arati. It's okay. I give the microphone because battery is low. Sorry, Hendrik, I go again in the same direction.
This time it was a bit more easy for me, and I did like this building temple thing. I did not know where to do. That's why I have a favorite place in my fantasy. And then I walked a little more further until I found an old ruin, and I could rebuild it. But it's still, yeah, it's still most of it's a ruin. But you told us to build a throne, and this immediately came to my mind. Very nice throne. And this felt very connecting to Krishna to build him a throne. So thank you very much for this. Thank you very much, Sachidananda Swami Prabhu. Yes. And chanting was still somehow hypnotic for me. Hypnotic. Yes, still a very nice experience.
For me, it was really amazing. It's been a while. I'm not feeling this taste of hearing Krishna's name. I remembered like the first days I started to chant, and because I was inspired by Maharaj, like saying, like, you can't imagine how much nectar there is in this two-syllable word, like Krishna. It's really so sweet, and I for maybe like 2 minutes I was feeling it in my heart, and I was smiling. And really, it's been a while. I'm not feeling this. I'm so happy. And at first, I couldn't like build a throne in my heart, so it was in like outside place. It was so nice. And Krishna came in the form of a Vishnu, and he was like laying down his throne, like nice blue, big one filled with flowers, and there is like cotton seed. It's like that. It was so nice. Yeah, I was really visualizing it. Then when I started chanting loudly, it's okay. I got distracted from the image, but the taste was still there. It was really so nice. Thank you. I'm not sure what to say.
We lost you in this one.
For me, I think I was mainly focusing again like on the mantra and not really visualizing anything.
Were you able to focus on the mantra?
Yeah, I was like putting the focus on the mantra, and like really being like in this mood of like really repeating it all the time, like again and again and again, and that feels really, really nice. Like I'm really peaceful right now. Yeah.
Even more than one round before.
I would say so, actually, yes. Yes, yes.
Sorry, we have to go.
I think you have to come a bit. Can you?
Sorry.
So I'm just very relaxed, but I noticed that for me the mantra, if I say it, doesn't work. Like maybe I need to give it another chance. But for me it's easier just to be calm and listen, and yeah, I'm super relaxed right now, a bit like stoned.
So this one was so much better than the previous one, and yeah, the previous one I could not like meditate on that place. I was trying to focus more on the Maha Mantra, and now it was easier to focus like on the holy name, because as you were saying that we were calling Krishna like to come in, I was trying to meditate. At the beginning when you said to come, yes, but then I was kind of preparing the room, I was cleaning it and then I was trying to think, like how powerful is the name. It's no difference like from Krishna. Then like at some moment I was thinking, because I cannot understand at all, because I haven't realized, but I was trying to think how it could be if I could think like pizza and taste pizza. the same with Krishna. I was trying to wonder how it is to really taste Krishna. But then it was, I was trying to see, okay, it's like, then I'm calling for him, he should be somewhere around there, then I'm trying to invite him in. But it was better than the previous one. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I had a funny meditation because as the facilitator, when I was not picturing, I was trying to give the words to inspire. And the throne was very quick then. And then suddenly I sort of closed my eyes to meditate. And Nrsingadev there in his yellow golden dhoti sprung in my heart. It was like a little shocked her. But he wasn't sitting. He didn't sit down. It was just like, and I couldn't get the point. So I thought, okay, let me just chant. I chant. And I was like, There's always, for me, that idea, why doesn't he just, get up then, like move? And so he did. He was roaming around until then also Radha Krishna came along. So it was somehow funny but intense at the same time. So I never had that before. I did, just to say, I didn't know what happened with you, but the first time I did this meditation, I just felt like my heart was like a cave. I know nothing was happening. I was like, nothing was happening. So I just had to sit outside my cave and chant. So this changed over time, I'm just saying. But it felt like true at that time. I felt like at that time it was true to that state. But then I thought, okay, let me work on that space and see what happens. Different time and space. It's interesting. But today was even funnier. So it's interesting what comes up. At the same time, it was also interesting, it was nice to focus just on a Mahamantra, because obviously it is a bit hard on the two things. Nikolai, definitely give it a bit more of a go. It seems that you're used to meditating. So it will be natural for you to go into how you usually meditate, but just for the time that you're here, to see if this sort of practice of meditation, spoken meditation, also has that impact. It's like an open experiment, so to say. Just like you said the first time, this sort of feeling of peace and relaxation, and it's like a different sense. It's like almost more serenity. You know what I mean? Like more of a serene feeling. You have to get out of the light, or like this. We go. Okay, change the light. I just wanted to. The last point that I talk about, because we talked about. Surrender, Sharanagati. How is these exercises, how is it Sharanagati? Okay, it's either all or nothing, right? It's like all. So Sharanagati. Sharanagati or surrender is an indication that also spiritual life can be peaceful, can be serene, can be joyful. It's not always this sort of hard go, flushing through our purities. There's this other sense where we connect, right? You felt this is the bit that we are entering into in that space. Even if it is that you're preparing the room and how, but that meditation is also part of the process, right? That you felt also in the first meditation, just to allow that to enter. And that is a space that actually you all got into yourselves, so that's the point, in that level of self-empowerment, to think, okay, if I was able to feel like this, the power of having company does work, but it's also what happened inside, you allowed it to happen. So you allowed Krishna to work in that way through you, and so allow it to happen in other times and space. So this can really change your whole day, your whole life, your whole, this is the point. So thank you so much. I also had fun, I have to say, in this meditation. That was interesting. So I really hope that you can go more and more deep into the holy name. So next week we go into our final topics, which is Sankalpa, setting our direction and aim. Da-da-da, yes. Da-da-da, yeah. So Mahamantra ki jai. Someone take this microphone away from me.
I'm planning to sing.
Sing?
To drive now.
Heidi? Or no? To sing? Henrik, hast du eine Ahnung über was du musst machen hier? Oder maybe Narayani, Oh, Emmanuel?
Sorry?
You know how to turn it off? Okay. What to do?
I have to turn off.
Unless you want to.